And welcome to Plant Breeding and Genetics channel. I am Dr. Varsha Gaitonde and today we shall discuss about the current affairs related to GPB Part 2. Our first topic is World Food Prize 2022. This is awarded to Dr. Cynthia Rosenwig, who is from United States, for her work or research to understand the relationship between climate and food systems and forecast how both will change in the future. As you know, in the year 2021, the Indian based leading nutritionalist Dr. Shakuntala Harak Singh won the World Food Prize. Next is Maharashtra Gene Bank Project. This is first of its kind project in India. So what is the importance of it? It is to conserve genetic resources in Maharashtra, including marine diversity, seed of local crops and animal diversity. That means it is not only focusing on plants, also on animal and marine ecosystem. So there are 7 themes for this particular project. First is to concentrate on marine biodiversity, then local crop or seed varietal diversity maintenance, indigenous cattle breeds maintenance, then freshwater biodiversity, grassland, scrubland and animal grazing land biodiversity, conservation and management of plants of areas under forest rights, then rejuvenation of forest areas. These are the 7 themes of this particular Maharashtra Gene Bank project. Third is first soft wheat variety, Pusa soft wheat 1. HD 3443 is the name given to this Pusa soft wheat 1. Indian bakery makers who import wheat at double the price of domestic rates will soon become eliminated by this, because this soft wheat is very important to make these bakery products. We have to remove the husk and make the maida and all those things. For that, so much effort is required. So under the Atmanirbhar scheme, scientists at ICR or IARI have developed the country's first soft wheat variety named Pusa soft wheat 1, which is suitable for growing in all wheat producing states, while Pusa soft wheat 1 is already registered with Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Rights Authority. The next lines are also ready. GM wheat for salinity and water scarcity. This is not in India. This is developed in Egypt by Egyptian Atomic Energy Authority. This has announced that agriculture research scientists at the authority site in Insha city, Bilbis, that began harvesting a new strain of genetically modified wheat, which is salinity and water scarcity responsive, means which has the ability to tolerate the salinity and water scarcity. Next is crop diversification index. Telangana is the first state in the country to record its crop diversification pattern in the form of an index. Before knowing into it, you should understand what is crop diversification index. It has a base value of 1, which represents the percentage of total cultivated area devoted to a single crop. That means instead of growing a single crop, how many crops you are growing in a year, means how much diversity in the number of crops you are having, that matters, or that is the basis for crop diversification index. If the index value is higher, it denotes that the crops are more diversified. The present crop diversification index was calculated using the area under 77 different crops grown in Telangana state, which includes all food, non-food, cash crops and area under floriculture. That means floriculture, horticulture, everything they have taken into account. Many districts of Telangana have This value ranging between 0 to 5 means crop diversification index value is 0 to 5. The crop diversification index will serve as a baseline for future crop diversification in the state. Next news is grain ATM at Gurugram. Why I am focusing on this, even though this is not related to our genetics and plant breeding, as you might have heard that nowadays many ATMs are starting. Till now there are only money ATMs, but nowadays there are bread ATM. Then recently in Bangalore there is an idli ATM and all. And this is a thing about grain ATM which is opened in Gurugram of Haryana. This has kicked off a first of its kind unique initiative in which grain ATM has been set in the state. The machine named Annapurti, which is set up at Farooq Nagar in Gurugram and aimed at easing up the process of dispensing grains at ration shops. This has biometric system, like we should provide Aadhaar card or ration card number to get into it. Under the central government scheme, these grain ATMs will be set up across the country. That means this is just a preliminary work, or to see whether it will run nicely or not. They have set up in one particular area, but once it successfully runs, it will be extended to 5 different states, namely Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Maharashtra and Uttarakhand. Remember, Annapurti is the name of that particular project or scheme of grain ATM. First digital food museum. Union Minister Piyush Goyal virtually inaugurated this in Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu. Digital food museum. This is having 1860 square feet museum co-developed by the Food Corporation of India and Vishveshwaraya Industrial and Technological Museum, Bangalore, with an estimated outlay of 1.1 crore. This is first of its kind effort to depict India's food story from the beginning to India becoming the largest food grain exporter in the country. The measures of government will make the country top the list of largest agricultural exporters in the world. That means how food production evolved in India, everything is explained in systematic way in this particular museum. Next news is IISER scientists identified the gene that greens plants. Till now you are knowing that chlorophyll is responsible for greening of the plants. Okay, now being a geneticist or a plant breeder, we should know which gene is responsible for greening of the plants. The gene identified by Indian Institute of Science Education and Research is BBX11. This gene that facilitates in the greening of plants by playing a crucial role in regulating the level of protochlorophyllidae, an intermediate in the biosynthesis of green pigment chlorophyll. This news is recently published in British journal New Phytologist. In order to facilitate quick synthesis of chlorophyll, plants make a precursor of chlorophyll called protochlorophyllidae in the dark, which glows red when blue light is shown on the plant. Here you should remember two important things. One is the gene name, which is BBX11, and the another one is precursor, which is protochlorophyllidae. Next news is Uttam Beej portal. Chief Minister of Haryana Manohar Lal Khattar has launched this Uttam Beej portal, which will benefit the farmers of Haryana by providing quality seeds with transparency. As you know, quality seed means, again it is related to our breeding only, because we have different seed chain system like nucleus seed, breeder seed, certified seed, registered seed, what not. For all those things, like even truthfully labeled things, all those things are meant for giving the quality seeds to the farmers. So it is related to that Uttam Beej portal. This seed portal has been linked with Meri Fasal Mera Biora portal and family identity card Meri Fasal Mera Byora portal offers particulars to all those farmers who have land or who have given their land on contract or should promote their crop. Farmers will now get good high quality seeds which can improve their manufacturing and revenue along with the authorities, businesses, non-public visa businesses will even should register. Means not only farmers, even NGOs or public partners, private partners, everybody can register under this Uttam Beej portal. Next is herbicide tolerant rice. As you may be aware of the news, there is a herbicide tolerant cotton or the cotton, genetically modified cotton, which is having herbicide resistant gene for glyphosate resistance, is making news nowadays in part of the country where cotton growth is more prevalent. It is illegally running in the market, but the news here, herbicide tolerant rice, is more attractive because this is non GMO. This was developed by IARI, that is Indian Agriculture Research Institute, country's first ever non GM herbicide tolerant rice variety, Pusa Basmati 1979 and Pusa Basmati 1985, that can be directly seeded and significantly save water and labor compared to conventional transplanting. These two varieties, that is Pusa Basmati 1979 and Pusa Basmati 1985, contain a mutated acetolactate synthase or ALS gene, making it possible for farmers to spray imazethapyr, a broad spectrum herbicide, to control the weeds. These two varieties are very important, remember. Next, I'll tell you some of the biofortified varieties which I didn't cover in the last video. Cr-Dhan 315, I think I have most probably covered, but this is a rice variety which is having high zinc content of 24.9 ppm. Remember, we are discussing about biofortified crops where we fortify with some of the micronutrients which we can't directly get it from the straight cereals or many of the pulses. Okay, this is adapted to Maharashtra and Gujarat. Next is wheat max 4058 durum type. As you may be knowing the difference between estivum, durum, dicoccum, and all those wheat varieties, for what purpose they are used, species, subspecies, and all. Here, this is rich in iron and zinc, having iron of 39.5, means almost 40 ppm, and zinc of about 38 ppm. This has even protein content of about 14.7%. Developed at Agarkar Research Institute, Pune. Adaptation is Maharashtra and Karnataka, because this Maharashtra, Karnataka, and some part of Andhra belt grows wheat, but not the estivum type. They grow hard type of wheat, that is durum type. Okay. Next is HD 3298. This has high iron content of 43.1 ppm, protein of 12.1%. This is suitable for very late sown irrigated conditions in Rabi, developed by IARI New Delhi, again suitable for North Indian conditions. DBW 303 is a again protein rich, means 12.1, not that much rich. This is also a fortified kind of variety. Then maize LQMH1, that is LQPMH 201 is also its name. This has high lysine, that is 3.03% in protein, and tryptophan 0.73% in protein. This is developed by Ludhiana. Maize 201 and 202. 202 is again having lysine content 3.05% of protein, and tryptophan 0.66% of protein. Mustard Pusa mustard 32. This is a pure line variety. this is having low erucic acid, that is 1.32% of its oil. So as you may be knowing, in oil seeds, particularly when we talk about rapeseed and mustard, we mainly focus on the low erucic acid. So this is one of the low erucic acid. And then in finger millet, CFMV1, that is also named as Indravati, having iron 58 ppm and zinc 44 ppm. Remember, finger millet is very good source of calcium, and if you are taking even calcium supplement, that can't beat the content of calcium in finger millet. So even it causes cooling effect to the body. Groundnut Girnar 4, pure line variety, again having oleic acid of 78.5% in oil. This is having oil content of 53% and protein of 27%. Developed by Directorate of Groundnut Research, Junagadh. Last one is Greater Yam, that is Sri Nilima variety, which has high anthocyanin content of 50 mg, crude protein of 15.4% and zinc of 49.8 ppm. This has tuber yield of about 35 tons per hectare. Just think that how much production capacity it is having. That means even every yam will give the higher yield, but this is having still more yield comparing to other subsequent varieties. Developed by Central Tuber Crop Research Institute, Thiruvananthapuram. So friends, till now we discussed about the World Food Prize 2022 soft wheat, then some of the salinity tolerant varieties, biofortified varieties, uh, about ATMs, different food grain ATMs and all. So in future videos again we'll come up with good concepts. If you have any doubt, please keep it in comment section. Keep on sharing, subscribing, commenting. Thank you.